8484. Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
All right, let's talk real estate. It's 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Bob Kennedy's here. I almost said Bob Hathaway. Bob Kennedy is here from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. And if you have a question about real estate, I got one myself. Something my nephew told me, so I'm going to ask that one. But your questions are important out there. If you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. Good morning, Bob. How you doing?
Great. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Yeah, you said there was a Star Banner headline. I want to hear about this.
Well, yesterday in the Star Banner, there ran a headline that said Marion home sales slip in January, and there were less transactions than the year before in January.
Okay.
But I think really the important part, the lead should be that the average sale price is 15% higher than a year ago. I think that would have been a much more positive spin on the article, which is all positive anyway.
Oh, really?
It's just the number of units are less because there's less foreclosures that are getting pushed through the system right now.
Oh, so
just one man's opinion.
I wonder why they do that. Make sells more papers, you think?
I can't answer that.
Things aren't going good. We better buy a newspaper.
What's the old story? If it bleeds, it leads.
Yes, exactly. All right, we have a phone call coming in already. I'll give you a chance to put your headset on, and we'll take that phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Bob Kennedy.
Kathy, I just have a general question.
Okay.
I wonder for what situation is a short sale appropriate, and exactly how does it work?
Wow. Luckily, we do have a half an hour to talk about it. Simply put, a short sale is when the value of your home is less than the mortgage amount. Okay?
Okay.
And the homeowner is no longer able to make their monthly payments. Mm-hmm. For whatever it could be a variety of reasons. They could be getting transferred, they could have lost income, a job, whatever it might be. And at that point, the bank, if you contact the lender will say, contact the real estate agent and start with the short sale process. So it's not something that works for everyone. There's times where people would rather, pay the difference, but most short sales are done because of a financial hardship.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
right. I didn't take a half hour. They did a good job. A few minutes.
Reader's Digest.
Satisfied her need to know. So my nephew has. I don't know if it's a question, but he said something to me I want to share with you. He has a job opportunity, and he's already accepted it up in the Panhandle, up in Pensacola, right?
Yes.
He's got a nice home in Citrus County, beautiful 2-story home, and doesn't want to let go of it because he always thinks one day he'll come back here. Okay,
yes.
So he wants to rent it out. What is the best thing? Should he get it? I mean, he doesn't want to be bothered with tenants. Is property management, is that the...
Absolutely, property management's the way to go because, first of all, he almost has to because he's going to be an out-of-state landlord or out-of-area landlord. So you don't want to, the average, unless that's your business, you want somebody to do the screening of the applicants. You want somebody available to collect the rents. You want somebody available to make sure any maintenance is done that has to be done. Keep an eye on the property. All those things that are what property managers do, but it's and understand, that when the tenants move out, you usually have to spend some money to fix it up for the next tenant coming in.
Yeah, right. And does a real estate agent serve as a what do you call it, property manager?
Yeah, you would. There's a
or is it two separate things?
You would want to. My suggestion would be to go to a company that does property management specifically.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of, like our company, we have a property management division, but it's not a real estate agent on their own doing property management.
Oh, I see what
you
you
have
mean.
separate
Okay.
accounts.
Right.
There has to be accounting for all the monies coming in. You have to be you want to be real careful that you have a true professional handling that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just have to shop
It's a lot of
around.
money. That's his big investment. He wants to make sure that it's being cared for properly.
Sure.
Even though you're in this county, then, would you be able to have him go through your company, even though it's in Citrus
Yeah, we do.
County?
We do work in Citrus County. Yeah.
Really? You do the whole, how far and wide do you go?
Well, we don't do all of Citrus County. We can do it, but we want to go where we can provide service.
Okay.
And then we go down in through Lake and Sumter with our villages office.
Well, I'm going to send up your information then.
Terrific. Also, I just want to, since you mentioned that, I just wanted to do a shout out to Dave Nelson, who just joined our villages office. He's a part-time resident of the villages, also lives in Michigan, and when he's not in the villages, he's part of the Dave Nelson team up in Michigan, and they sold over $30 million worth of real estate last year.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's excited about getting a footprint down here also.
So what is the secret to success for a real estate agent? Some seem to shine and some don't as much. What is the secret?
I think that you find that in most sales.
Yeah.
Worlds, why does one person do something that another person doesn't do? And I mean, maybe I'm going to oversimplify it, but really a lot of it just comes down to hard work, understanding what you're doing. This is the easiest business in the world to waste time in. I can't tell,
Really?
Oh, goodness gracious. You don't have a boss. You're not punching a clock.
Right.
Nobody's paying you a salary.
Right.
And, and we are, people procrastinate. So, they're like, well, I need to make some prospecting calls and I'm going to go out and I'm going to do that. But you know what? I think I'll stop at the mall on the way for a couple of hours. And next thing you know, they're back in the office and they're saying, well, maybe tomorrow I'll do it. But like most things, you have to really, really enjoy what you're doing. Most people in this business that have any kind of success, they love it. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's more like a 7 to 9 job. And really, I mean, I've been in this business. I started in 1981, and I'm as excited today as I was back then about, probably more today because I didn't know what I was doing back then.
Well, and so when Berkshire Hathaway when Prudential name went away and Berkshire Hathaway took over, that's not a boss. What is that to you?
We're a franchise. I'm the franchisee.
Oh, okay.
But now there are some of the really big companies that Berkshire Hathaway owns, like Fox and Roach in Pennsylvania, massive company. They have thousands of agents. They're now owned by Berkshire Hathaway. But the vast majority of Berkshire Hathaway offices are independently owned.
Oh, okay.
So we have numbers we have to hit, but they're not calling me up asking me about them.
When you go back to the article that was in the newspaper about the percentage, the high percentage, about how everything's doing well now, what kind of extremes is included in that percentage? Is it homes that are sold for $50,000 and then multi-million-dollar homes on the other end of the spectrum, or how does that work?
Well, you can break it down. The article, I think, just probably took in a little bit of everything, just all the sales combined, and you see a lot less of the homes are foreclosed homes, which means that lower price points going away.
Oh, okay.
And you have more regular homes, a regular sale where it's a buyer and a seller of a home, not a bank, not Fannie Mae, not Freddie Mac, not HUD, not any of those things. So that's
fascinating.
Well, it's really great for our market. It's great for homeowners for sure.
We have to take a little break, but if you have a phone call, question rather, or a comment, you just want to call Bob and chat with him, you're welcome to do that. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a little break for the weather, and we'll be right back. 622-WOCA. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Mostly cloudy today with a shower in spots, high 68 to 78. Tonight and tomorrow, mainly cloudy with a shower at a few locations. A low tonight 50 to 58. Tomorrow's high 69 to 79. And then as we get into Thursday, mostly cloudy with a brief shower or two. Could be a couple of thunderstorms near the coast with a high Thursday between 66 and 77. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment, 352-615-5566.
The tech experience of the future is here at the newly relocated Ocala Verizon Smart Store. Join us on Saturday, February 28th from noon to 2 p.m. and get your hands on the latest smart devices. Right now, get 2 lines with 6 gigabytes of data for $100 monthly access for smartphones, all on the More Everything plan with Verizon Edge. So don't miss the grand opening of the newly relocated Ocala Verizon Smart Store next to Chick-fil-A. Subject to customer and edge agreements and credit approval. Coverage details at VerizonWireless.com.
All right, 17 minutes after 10 o'clock. Bob Kennedy is here. If you have a question about real estate, this is a great time to call 622-9622. So moving is always an interesting thing. We were just talking about my nephew during the break. Did I say nephew or cousin? What did I say before?
You said nephew.
Nephew, okay.
Yes.
It's not easy, but if you want to keep your home and rent it out, it's a nice option.
It is an option if you plan on coming back. A lot of times people will get transferred and they're like, well, maybe we'll hold on to the home for a period of time. And when people are making those decisions, they want to really think about whether or not they're going to come back. If they're not going to come back, do you really want to be an out-of-state landlord and all the things that go with that? So there's a lot that goes into that that move.
Are you a landlord?
Yes.
You have a lot of properties, or just one? Or
not very many. No.
Are
just
they,
a few.
Are they? Do you maintain them yourself, or do you have a property management?
No, we have a property management.
But you don't literally drive up to the house and ask for the rent when it's late and that kind of stuff?
No.
Oh, good. See, I wouldn't want that either.
No, and when you that's why you pay people to do that, because who wants to go up and ask somebody for money?
Yeah, because they give me a bleeding heart story, and I say, oh, okay, never mind.
And that's what happens to a lot.
Because you seem like you'd be the same way. You'd be nice and.
Well, there's a lot of reasons for stuff, but at the end of the day, is it a business or is it a hobby? If it's a business,
or a charity,
those, you have to, if people are counting on that money, they have to pay the mortgages. The tenants got problems, the owners got problems. Property management's a different world.
if a person is renting and you get there the first year and you sign the lease for the first year, do you have to keep re-signing the lease year after year after year, or does the landlord just know, oh, you're a good tenant, so you don't need to sign another lease?
It depends on the way the lease is written, but what I would recommend to anybody doing anything in real estate, everything needs to be in writing. Mm-hmm. So if a lease expires and it's not renewed, the tenant may think they're golden and they're all happy, and next thing they know, they get a notice that their lease is up and you got to be out in 30 days. And all of a sudden everybody is angry with everyone, and just make sure everything's in writing.
Oh, okay.
So we just don't
Spells
know.
it out.
It's amazing what we don't know about what other people do for a living. I mean, and we're just getting a little hint of what you do by listening to what you're talking about today.
And that's just probably that way with most things, but it certainly is true in real estate.
So the fun part of real estate is hearing about the homes. Can we ask you about one today?
Yes, and it's funny. We started doing this a few weeks ago. You asked me about homes, and I was like kind of caught off guard, thinking, mentioning a house on the radio, is there real? You can't really describe it too well.
No, that would be my favorite part.
Yeah, and but the funny thing is, almost every house that we've talked about sold since we've talked.
Good.
So I don't know if
I don't know if there's a connection, but
we have. I'll tell you about two.
Did the condominium sell too?
It sold and closed. That didn't last.
But I want one of them one day.
Okay. we have a great Bob Roz from our office. He has a great house up in Oak Run for $158,000. And what's really cool about it, it's a 3-bedroom. A lot of them are 2 up there. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage, and it has its own swimming pool. You don't get in a lot of the 55 plus areas, they don't have their own pools. Everything's common area. But that one has its own pool.
Right.
And we also have a really nice 4-bedroom over in the Cimarron section of 4 Ranch for the 170s. The gentleman's getting a job. He's up in Alabama. And if you know people that are up in that area, 4 Ranch is a great community with all the workout facilities and common areas for bikes and kids. And it is a great neighborhood.
That's why I want to move when I grow up. So.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Do any of them have hot tubs? Have you heard of this movie, Hot Tub Time Machine? Have you heard of this?
Well, I don't think that's
fun.
really towards my demographic. I had rented. We were on vacation, and we had got the original Hot Tub Time Machine. This is
really?
Which I couldn't watch it, honestly. It wasn't for me. But obviously it did something right because they have a sequel out there.
Yeah. What is it? Is it a risque movie or?
I don't know. No, it's kind of like they go back in time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know. I think they get drunk and fall asleep in the hot tub and wake up in a different place. Something like that. I can't really remember. So, but I don't know what the sequel's about.
Do you know we were having this discussion with Carol Ann, and your name came up. I don't know if your ears were burning, but we were talking about a garden, like a nice flower garden, not just on the ground level, but the terrace. What do you call them? Terraces? The things that go
terraces,
up.
Sure. The hanging garden.
Like the walking pathways and things like that.
Yes.
How they might not increase the value of a house, but maybe improve the curb appeal, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and aesthetically, it looks great. I heard part of the show coming in, and she was talking about butterfly gardens and things like that. And my wife has done that in our yard, and it's like
that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it just is great. But when you have when you have trellises and things like that, it's a wonderful feeling to walk through.
It does. It seems like it would make it easier for you to sell the house. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Bob Kennedy.
Good morning. Call to ask, why do short sales take so long to complete?
If I could answer that for you, I'd probably have a lot of money. Because it is. If you talk to any real estate agent, they will tell you there is nothing more frustrating in the entire real estate business than dealing with a short sale.
Really?
All the banks do everything kind of the same way. I mean, the procedures are all the same, but there's just nothing to make the bank take action. I mean, did you go through one?
No, but I watch, for example, HGTV and various shows, and it seems like every time they say how long it takes for it to go through.
It's very frustrating. We've done short sales in as little as 2 weeks, and we've done them that have taken 14 months.
Wow.
And it's very, very. There's so many moving parts to it. It's just a very frustrating situation, and hopefully the day will come in the not too distant future where there'll be a thing of the past.
It would seem like the bank would want to sell it, get it sold as soon as possible.
Yeah, but that's what we think as normal human beings. But banks have a whole different mindset on stuff.
Right. Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for the call.
Is it better to go through a bank or a savings and loan or a credit union when you're going to get a loan for a home?
You can go either one, whatever. Everybody's got a little bit different programs. Credit union sometimes offers things a little bit different than your traditional lenders because they don't necessarily sell their loans to Fannie and Freddie in the secondary market, so they can have a little bit different guideline. So you might qualify for a program similar to an FHA, but it's not an FHA, that kind of a thing.
Oh.
Yeah, so it just depends on the individual.
You've had a couple of questions about short sales, so I have one. If it actually takes longer and it's a distressed home, it sounds like the person selling the house is probably not in the best of shape financially, right?
In most cases, usually, as a general rule.
So if it takes 14 months, like in the one example you gave, does that mean they have time to maybe turn things around and they can keep the house?
At that point in time, they've not made payments, so they wouldn't be able to qualify for the loan again.
Oh,
but what you say is so interesting because we've had short sales where we've gotten the approval to do the short sale, and the owner of the home says, "For that price, I'll buy it back." Because sometimes the prices were, they bought the house say in 2005, and it's a completely different price, but the banks don't allow that. So, yeah, it's a valid question, and we come across it. Yeah.
So they're able to, but they can't because there's a law.
No, they won't. They wouldn't let them.
Isn't that something?
There's modifications. There's other programs that you hear sometimes advertised, like HAMP and HARP, and ways of modifying your loans. But those are difficult at best.
Is there a loophole? Like a family member buys it and you buy it from him?
No, you have to. Nowadays, you have to sign all kinds of disclosures that you're not selling it to a family member, and you're not an employee of the bank involved, and they got all kinds of attorneys. They can cover their tracks really well. The banks.
So it's really kind of hard then. The only time a family member can receive property or a home is when they die and it's willed to them?
No, you can
Usually?
do that. You can do that anytime. You just can't do it in a short sale situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if he could afford the new price of the house, he could go and get another house at that price.
If he can still qualify.
Oh.
Because what happens now, you have delinquencies on your credit report for your mortgage. And in most cases, some people do it, they call it a strategic default, where they just say, hey, I'm done. This house will never be worth what I paid for it. I'm going to cut my losses and move on. But most people, it's a genuine hardship, and they're not going to be buying a house for a couple of years.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things about the discussions. Well, I love the houses that you talk about. I could picture them. So where was the other one?
Four Ranch and Oak Run.
Four Ranch and Oak Run. Yeah. Okay. So go check them out. What's your website? Are they on the website?
Absolutely.
What is the website?
Berkshire Hathaway HomeTeamRealty.com.
So spelled it out, or is it initials?
I think it's spelled out.
Okay.
Or BHHS HomeTeamRealty.com.
Oh, either or?
Either or.
Okay.
You'll find it. It'll come up either way.
Will you be having any kinds of open houses for the houses that are left to you to sell for the people?
We do open houses from time to time. Yeah, we usually publish them on our Facebook page and the MLS and places like that when we're going to do them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Sometimes you have to do them for auction homes, bank-owned, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Goes too fast, Bob. What is your phone number?
622-9700.
All right. Call us if you need that repeated. Remember, there's a Facebook page also for Berkshire Hathaway, and it's, I guess, BHHS Home Team Realty, right?
Correct.
Bob Kennedy, thank you.
It goes fast.
Stay warm. It's going to cool down a little bit again.
Thank you.
But you're used to it.
Yes.
especially after the last couple of weeks. Not because of New Jersey.
No.
Oh, Robin is going to see the Jersey Boys tonight.
Yep, in Gainesville with my mom.
Fantastic.
Have you seen
Up
it?
there.
No, I have not.
She's seen the play, or the musical.
Yeah, the musical.
Live.
Live Company. It'll be
Oh,
fun.
that's going to be great. Oh, wow. Have
Very
fun.
high
Thank
singing.
you.
That's Frankie Valley, right?
Frankie Valley.
All right, we'll be right back.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Lillian Wu. We're getting word of multiple injuries after a commuter train collision with a truck on the tracks in Southern California.